Hey, Dandy Walker community. I'm Chris Rogers, the Executive Director of the Dandy Walker Alliance. Today, I'm thrilled to be joined by Nick Nguyen. Nick was born with Dandy Walker and hydrocephalus, but he hasn't let that stop him. He went on to get a college degree while playing soccer and is now a young professional living in the Phoenix area. Nick, thank you so much for joining me today to talk about your life journey, as well as a new project you're going to be working on to promote Dandy Walker awareness.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Chris. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So, Nick, when were you diagnosed with Dandy Walker and hydrocephalus, and how did that impact you growing up?
I was diagnosed with it at birth. My parents said, they said they found out like right away, like right when I was born, there was a doctor was like, yeah, this kid's head's too big, like there's something wrong. And so they checked in everything and they found out that I had Danny Walker's. And from there, yeah, that I was in and out of the hospital for like the first year of my life. And then didn't really have any complications up until like later on. But yeah, just in and out of the hospital first year, and then yeah.
Hmm. And in regards to the hydrocephalus, did you have shunts put in? Did you need revisions down the line? Like, how has that process been for you?
Yeah, so I had a shunt place right when I was born. And then revisions, I was lucky to not have very many revisions up until after college. So my revisions, the only revision I had before college was the one when I was like 7 years old. And then I actually had one in college. I had one in college in like 2000, what is it, like nine? No, like 2017
Hmm.
or 2017. And then I was lucky and didn't have anything until after college, like three after college. But so I only had two up until the time I graduated from when I was seven and then in college. So I got pretty lucky.
Well, it sounds like you were pretty fortunate overall, and you were able to have a fairly normal childhood, and all things considered. Um, so after high school, you went to college, you continued playing soccer, you got a degree. Tell me about your college experience, especially as a student athlete.
Yeah. So I went to Notre Dame de Namur in California. Shout out all my Argonauts. And yeah, I played soccer there. I studied business, and my experience as a student athlete was fairly normal. I don't know what it was like to not have been a student athlete. I can't really compare it, but it was great. The time that I spent doing it was amazing. It was probably one of the best times of my life.
Hmm. And did Dandy Walker hydrocephalus affect you at all in college? Did it affect the experience?
To be honest, no. I didn't even like growing up. I didn't even know like what I had was as severe as it was. I didn't know what it was like to be on the other side. Um, even though I have what I have, so I got lucky. So I didn't. It didn't affect me negatively at all.
So now you're a few years out of college. What have you been up to since then, and what inspired you to get involved raising Dandy Walker awareness?
Yeah, so I graduated in 2018, and then got into the insurance field right after I graduated in 2019 because I went to go play soccer in Spain for a little bit, and I came back 2019 and got into the insurance field, and that was what I was like I'm gonna do my career on because I always
Mhm.
wanted to get in sales, and my uncle um was already at Allstate Insurance, and so he was the first one that I worked with actually. And my dad was an insurance agent growing up, and he was actually the one who got my uncle into the business way back when. And so it just fit perfectly. So I got into the insurance field, and what inspired me to get into the like raising Danny Walker awareness more is that I had surgery like three surgeries after college. So I had one in like 2019, and then I had to go back because they put the tube. I'm sure you're familiar with it, right, Chris? Yeah, they have the tube from the shunt draining down, and it was originally placed through my lungs, and they had to change it to my heart in 2019, and then it wasn't like draining right, so they had to put it back to my lungs in like 2020. So that was like two surgeries already, and then I had another surgery back in 2021, where it was just getting like really bad pressure in my head, so they had to go in to change the whole shunt pretty much. And so what inspired me to get into doing this is that it just made me realize like how lucky I was growing up, because I didn't really know what it was like to have to go back into surgery all the time. And that's what it is. That's the reality of what it's like for other kids who have what I have. They don't get to really experience going to college or playing soccer and stuff like that. And so it made me think like, man, like I got lucky. So what inspired me was now I want to give back, because there's not a lot of kids in my shoes that got to do what I do, and I got lucky. So I feel like it's my duty to give back to basically my people, like the people who understand what I went through, and I understand what they go through. So I feel like it's my obligation to give back.
So let me ask this, you know, as someone who's had a couple different surgeries and shunt revisions as an adult, what's your mindset going in? Like how do you prepare yourself? What are you feeling when you know you're about to go in and have brain surgery done?
Uh, to be honest, nothing. A lot of joy goes through my mind, because when you get those malfunctions, and anyone that has it knows what I'm talking about. When you get those malfunctions, then you start to get like real bad pressure in your head, and you start to get headaches and stuff like that. And it's only a feeling that if you have it, then you know what I'm talking about. But the only thing that really goes through my head when I'm going to surgery is like joy, like positive thinking, because I know like I'm at a bad time right now, but then it's gonna get better once I go through this. So it's like going through the surgery is actually a good thing for me, because it's like I know that on the other side that it's gonna be way better, because they're gonna fix the problem. So I'm going in
Yeah,
it pretty positive.
that's great. That's a great way to approach it, and I you know hopefully a lot of other people tuning into this can kind of take that to heart and see it as a positive step. It's
Mm-hmm.
something that's going to help you feel better.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So you're an avid soccer fan. You played in college. You played all growing up, and so you've come up with a business idea that'll promote Dandy Walker awareness at the same time. In addition to pursuing your passion for soccer, can you
Mm-hmm.
share a little bit about that with me?
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, I grew up playing soccer, and I was thinking how there's a way I can give back to the community, um, but also doing something that I'm related to. And so it clicked. I was like, I have access to these high quality soccer jerseys. And so I want to sell these soccer jerseys. And each month there's going to be 10 jerseys dropping a month. And basically the net income from the proceeds of these jerseys are going to go, a portion of it is going to go to the Danny Walker Alliance Foundation. And I feel like that's my way of giving back, because like money makes the world go round, right? And it's just the message that we're sending out, that I want to send out, is to basically to any athlete, and anyone who has Danny Walker as well, to be positive, make the most of what you have. And if you're an athlete right now playing, then just remember those kids. Not even, it doesn't even have to be Danny Walker kids, but just any kids in general that may not get to do what you get to do. And so take advantage of it, make the most of what you are doing, because don't take it for granted, because it can be gone in a split second, and there's other kids out there who don't get to play, don't get to do what you do. So consider yourself lucky, because not a lot of kids get to do what you do. So that's the message that I want to spread, and just to let kids know who can't play that we're thinking of you, that we're playing for you. So if you're an athlete playing, like think of those kids that can't play. And so that's the message that I want to send out. And that's the only way I know how. Soccer's the only way I know how to do that. So
Well, Nick, I really think that your successes will inspire a lot of families in our Dandy Walker community who might be wondering what the future might hold for them. Do you have any final wisdom to impart on kids growing up now who are maybe facing some of the same challenges with Dandy Walker and hydrocephalus that you have?
just know that, if I know there's going to be times where your head hurts and stuff, where it may malfunction, but just know that me and everyone else who's in the Danny Walker community understands what you're going through, and we are here for you. Because yeah, I understand how much the pressure could hurt and stuff. And so just keep pushing, just keep going forward, have a positive attitude because I think there's a reason why we have it. If we can inspire the next generation, then we've done our part, you know.
Well, Nick, thank you again for sharing your story and for the work that you're doing to raise Dandy Walker awareness in your community and beyond. I really think that your story can be an inspiration for so many families around the country and around the world. And I'm really excited to see where this soccer jersey uh, program goes and raise some money. And I can't wait to continue working together and hopefully talk again soon.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me.